I don't think people understand just how big this is because the Supreme Court just threw a legal curveball right at Donald Trump. They decided to narrow the scope of presidential immunity, and let me tell you, it couldn't have come at a worse time for the former president. He's currently staring down the barrel of an indictment from Special Counsel Jack Smith, and this ruling just made things a whole lot more complicated. Presidential immunity has always been a bit of a legal gray area. The Constitution's pretty vague on the specifics, which is just great for everyone involved. But basically, it's the idea that a sitting president can't be sued or prosecuted for actions taken while in office. This latest ruling, however, puts some serious limits on that immunity shield. The court said that while presidents might get some legal wiggle room while in office, once they're back to being a regular civilian, all bets are off. So, in Trump's case, this means that any alleged misdeeds committed before or after his time in the Oval Office are fair game. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos. How does this Supreme Court ruling affect the indictment against Trump? Remember that Jack Smith has been a busy little bee, slapping Trump with a superseding indictment that includes a whole buffet of charges. This new ruling means that Smith can now move forward with a bunch of those charges that might have been protected before. It's like the Supreme Court just gave Smith a legal bulldozer and pointed him in the direction of Trump Tower. Of course, Trump's legal team is crying foul, claiming this is all just a big, politically motivated witch hunt. They're arguing that the timing of this ruling is super suspicious, and that it's all just an attempt to derail Trump's chances of reclaiming the White House in 2024. Now, let's be clear. There's no love lost between Trump and the Supreme Court. He spent years railing against the judiciary, calling them biased and unfair. With presidential immunity off the table, what exactly is Trump still facing in this indictment? Well, buckle up, because it's a doozy. We're talking about allegations of conspiracy to defraud the United States, obstruction of an official proceeding, and witness tampering, just to name a few. One of the most serious charges relates to Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Prosecutors claim that he knew he lost, but still tried to pressure state officials like Brad Raffensperger in Georgia to find enough votes to swing the election in his favor. Remember that infamous phone call? Yeah, that's not going away anytime soon. On top of that, there are the charges related to the January 6th Capitol riot. Prosecutors argue that Trump's fiery rhetoric in the lead-up to the attack directly incited the violence that day. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the elephant on the campaign trail. This indictment, combined with the Supreme Court's ruling, has thrown a massive wrench into Trump's plans for 2024. He was hoping to cruise back into the White House on a wave of nostalgia and grievance politics, but now he's facing the very real possibility of campaigning from a courtroom. Imagine this. Trump, on the campaign trail, giving a stump speech about how he's the victim of the biggest political witch hunt in American history, all while simultaneously trying to rally his base and discredit the justice system. But here's the thing, this whole legal drama could actually backfire on Trump's opponents. His supporters are already convinced that he's being unfairly targeted, and this indictment will only solidify those beliefs. Look, it's no secret that America's political landscape is more divided than ever. We're talking about a country where people can't even agree on basic facts, let alone complex political issues. And this whole Trump indictment saga is only going to exacerbate those divisions. On one side, you have Trump's supporters, who view him as a political martyr, a victim of a corrupt and biased justice system. They believe that this indictment is nothing more than a politically motivated witch hunt designed to silence their voices and prevent Trump from ever holding office again. On the other side, you have Trump's detractors, who see him as a threat to democracy, a demagogue who incited an insurrection and tried to overturn a free and fair election. They believe that this indictment is long overdue and that Trump should be held accountable for his actions. This case is about so much more than just Donald Trump. It's about the rule of law, the peaceful transfer of power, and the very future of American democracy. So, what's next in this legal thriller? Well, get ready for a long and messy court battle. Trump's lawyers are going to fight tooth and nail to get these charges dismissed, and they're not afraid to use every legal trick in the book to do it. We're talking about motions, appeals, delays, you name it. This thing could drag on for years. In the meantime, expect to see Trump use this indictment as a fundraising and campaigning tool. He'll paint himself as a victim of political persecution, and his supporters will eat it up. He'll use it to energize his base, fire up his rallies, and raise millions of dollars for his legal defense fund. But even if Trump manages to avoid a conviction, this whole ordeal will leave a lasting stain on his legacy. The images of him on trial, facing serious criminal charges, will be forever seared into the public consciousness. So buckle up, America, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. The stakes are incredibly high and the outcome is far from certain. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos.